It's acres and move makers.
It's acres and move makers.
I deal with land flippers, acres and move makers, room shakers, big boys with huge paper, the newspapers. You can run but can't escape us. We winning with these flash green when they act racist. Success is so contagious. Let's go.
It's acres and move makers.
Welcome to Acres and Move Makers. My name is Ray.
My name is Jay.
And we are
Acre Boys.
Today we want to talk to you about the difference between auction houses and county auctions, or getting a list directly from the county.
Now, when it comes to our auction houses, there's a couple of interesting points to know about that, right? When you're dealing with these auction houses, yes, these are things that you can participate with online. You got one that's GovEase, you got Bid for Assets, all different kind of things like that, right? Now, there's no telling what you're going to actually find on this list. The first thing that you're going to want to do is get yourself educated about that space, right? Because you can see properties on there that are going for the starting bid is $50, $100, $250, whatever the case may be. And if you're doing what we do, which is land investing, that's primarily what we're going to look for. So you'll see them at all different kinds of denominations. What most people don't know is that these auctions are being held all throughout the year, right? So there's never a lack of actual properties to buy. The systems may be different, but one thing that is consistent is how you do your due diligence on these actual properties. Couple of things you're looking for is the property in a flood zone. You're looking for access. You're looking at what's adjacent to the property. You're looking for comps, topography, and slope. Basically, how you view these properties are all the same. But now what happens is to these actual auctions, especially when you got to these auction houses, what happens is each one of them may have different rules as far as bidding. So that's one thing that you'll need to actually pay attention to. But there are definitely a whole lot of deals that we got off of these auction sites that are very, very key. But the thing is, how do you go ahead and find them? And inside of our curriculum, we break down. I just gave you a few right there. Bid for Assets and Gov.ease is a couple of ones that you can actually go ahead and look at and see what properties are actually available. Now, they also do houses as well. If you're an investor that are interested in houses, there's also houses on there as well. So depending on how you would like to participate and do your due diligence on those properties, you can either go whichever way, land or houses.
Yeah, so auction houses, this is what's happening with the auction houses, is counties. See, things have changed even inside of the land space as technology has grown. Most counties now, instead of having these auctions in person, a lot of them have moved to online auctions, and they've gave these auction houses like a Bid for Assets. They let them handle the whole auction process because they don't want to deal with it any further. So Bid for Assets, what happens is they'll go to a county and they'll ask them to represent their county auction, because this is how they get paid. Bid for Assets will receive a certain percentage off of each sale. It's a genius concept for Bid for Assets. Everybody wins. The county's happy. They don't have to deal with it. They don't have to staff people to deal with it. And now it's online. There's no in-person auction that's going on. And it just works better for everyone. Me, myself, I don't like the process of auction houses. And I'll explain to you why. Why I like getting lists directly from the county is because I'm only dealing with the county, and typically when they're dealing with the county, they spell out what they're looking for. You can read through the criteria, and if you want to play there, it works out better for me that way, as opposed to an auction site like Bid for Assets and GovEase.com. There's several of them. We'll drop a few in the comments below, in the description below. Now, when you add Bid for Assets in places like that, you got to worry about competition. It's open to just about everybody. So even the county auctions, if people know about that county, it's open to them as well. But Bid for Assets, they're actually going to go out and promote their site to get more traffic in. So a lot of people, it's become a very popular site to buy land from. So what does that mean? That means that the bid typically, in some cases, the bid can run up really high. So you may have seen, and they have what they call reserve bid and non-reserve bids. A reserve bid means that there's a certain price that they want the opening bid to start at. You may have seen some for extremely cheap for $100 reserve bid, minimum bid $100. You may be seeing some minimum bid $250. You may have seen some minimum bid $5,000. They range, right? But what happens at these popular sites, so much traffic comes to these places that minimum bid of $100 and they'll give you a certain time frame to bid. Like it may be an auction that lasts for 3 days, an auction that lasts for 5 days, auction that lasts for 7 days, auction that lasts for 30 days, whatever that time frame is. Once the auction is over, that bid, that $100 bid, maybe have went all the way up to $3,000 for the property. Property may be only worth $5,000. So there's a difference between getting it for $250 and selling it for $3,500 and getting it for $3,000 and it maxes out at $4,000. That's not a wide range. So when we deal with county lists, typically they tell us we want X amount for the properties. We go do our homework, we look at the comps, and if it makes sense, if there's a spread there, we'll focus on that county. And typically it's first come, first serve. So we're bypassing this whole bid and auction process of seeing who comes in and who bids the highest. That's why I like dealing with county, a list from the counties, because it's first come, most of the time, first come, first serve. There's never a bid. There's never who runs it up the highest. Sometimes they'll open it or leave it open for a month, right? And whoever sends in certain auctions, whoever sends in their bids, and they'll see who gets the highest. In a lot of places that we focus on, it just says first come, first serve, minimum bid, X, Y, and Z. So here's something that a lot of new people think when they see a minimum bid. If the minimum bid is $500, they think, well, if I send in $575, then I'll be the winner. No, if the minimum bid is $500, send in $500. Don't send in extra. A lot of times the county will even tell you that. No, just give us the minimum bid of what we're asking for. Don't send in extra. Now, we say all of that to say this is there's always an auction going on. Always. Whether that's at an auction house or if that list is directly from the county. There's over 3,200 counties in America. So whether that's a tax lien auction, whether that's a tax deed auction, whether that's a foreclosure auction, whether that's a sheriff's sale auction, whether that's a redemption auction, redemption state auction, there's always an auction going on. So we're just trying to bring awareness to you that there's several ways that you can play this tax deed or tax auction game. Jump in at any space that you feel that you're comfortable with. Acre Boys themselves, we like tax deed auctions. What is a tax deed auction? If you win the bid, you receive the deed, right? So there's difference. Know the difference between the auctions, tax liens, tax deeds. We'll do a whole comprehensive video breaking down the different types of auctions: tax lien auctions, tax deed auction, redemption state auction, sheriff's sale auctions, foreclosure auctions. There's always a bunch of auctions going on. So there's no reason why you shouldn't be making money to some capacity, right? So that's all that we're saying.
That's it, for sure. Anybody looking to OTC, which is over-the-counter list, that's some of the stuff that we're talking about. And yeah, there's plenty of properties to buy at any denomination. Get in for as little as you want or as high as you want, just depending on what the property is. But this is definitely land business. What we always say is the business that's been hidden in plain sight.
So tap in. If you want to tap in with us, we do a lot of tax deed investing. We put a lot of lists in front of our community with properties ranging anywhere from $250 on up, $1,000, $500. These are the kind of lists that we like to target for our people because we call this entry-level investing. That's right. And you'll go through a list. We'll teach you how to comb through a list. And you go shopping, place your money, and buy it, and we'll show you where you sell it at.
For sure.
So like this video,
comment, subscribe, all that.
Help us grow this channel.
It's going up.
We appreciate it. Share it with a friend or family member that you'll like to see, learn about the land business. And until the next time, we'll catch you on the next video. Invest in dirt.
Cleanest way to make money. Peace, y'all.